The 22-year-old Ains has over 154,000 followers on TikTok. Ains is a biological female and has been on testosterone since August 2022 and got top surgery in September 2023. Guess how long it took for Ains to get testosterone? 1 week. Ains' first appointment for testosterone was 1 week before Ains' first testosterone shot.
So I had my first T appointment yesterday. We talked about how long I've been dysphoric, what my goals for are transitioning wise. Have I ever been to doctors regarding my gender stuff? Am I in therapy for it? The doctor was literally the kindest human being I've ever met. If you're gonna see someone, try to see someone who specializes in trans care because I've never felt so cared for and listened to as a trans person.
You might have thought that this trans doctor was super nice, loving, caring, and supportive. But here's the thing, they're only gonna be this supportive if you identify as trans. I used to have the same opinion about my trans doctor because she was super sweet and affirming, but it doesn't matter. We're human beings first, not trans. Doctors, psychiatrists, and therapists need to treat us as human beings first. It took me years to understand that my trans doctor wasn't the person I thought she was. I almost thought she was a saint, a lifesaver, and so on. But I've been honest about this before, I didn't experience gatekeeping. It took me 6 months in total to be on testosterone. It took me 3 appointments, under 3 hours in total, to change my entire life. And I gotta say, it's only due to pure luck that I'm happy today. Happy with my transition. It is not thanks to my doctor, because she's an ideologue. She is a trans activist. She believes that we should affirm. No matter what the patient says, no matter how many red flags trans doctors see in their patients, they don't want to tell the patients that they're not trans. If your trans doctor actually cared about you, if my trans doctor actually cared about me, we would experience just a little bit pushback before making such a permanent decision. If our trans doctors actually cared about us, they would have done their jobs, figure out what's going on inside of our heads. They would do a thorough assessment before giving us medicine that will forever change our bodies. But they didn't. There's a detransitioner in my country who had the exact same experience as me, the exact same doctor. Let me repeat, it's only due to pure luck that I'm not detransitioning today. I just so happened to be right about what I was going through was gender dysphoria and not something else. What's scary about Ains' story is she actually struggles with her mental health. She's quite open about her mental health issues. She did this TikTok trend saying this trend, but with my mental disorders, ADHD, OCD, bipolar. That is a lot to deal with. This screenshot right here should, according to her doctor, be the biggest red flag, and should conclude that she shouldn't receive testosterone, because going through a medical gender transition will not alleviate symptoms of OCD, ADHD, borderline, or bipolar disorder. I'm not a psychiatrist, but I know that those disorders she's dealing with are most likely the reason why she thinks she's trans, especially the bipolar disorder. It is a known fact that many with bipolar disorder go through identity crisis. Another red flag that Ains' doctor should have noticed is how Ains looks like a woman when she's applying for testosterone.
Hi, my name is Ains. I use he, him pronouns, and this is my first day on testosterone.
She looks 100% like a pretty young lady, feminine young woman.
You know what I think is weird? When people come at me and are like, you're not a trans man. You don't even look like a man. Do you think I just inject testosterone once and I'm like, oh, man time? It takes years.
You know as much as we do. That's not what your critics are talking about. We are all wondering how you are able to be comfortable looking like a woman when claiming to be a trans man. You cannot be a woman looking like such while identifying as a trans man. You cannot deal with gender dysphoria if you're comfortable looking like your birth sex. I'll use myself as an example. I'll put up some pictures of myself. Before I started my medical transition, I tried as hard as I could, with only using clothing, changing my hairstyle and so on, to look like a boy, to look like a young man. Do you know why I did that? It was due to my gender dysphoria, due to feeling claustrophobic, feeling like I didn't belong in my own body. All real transsexuals naturally look more and more like the opposite sex the older they get. It's so important for all real transsexuals to try living life as the opposite sex, but without the medicine, without the medical transition. It makes sense, right? What if someone can alleviate their gender dysphoria without going through the medical transition? Wouldn't that be a good thing? But Ains, you didn't even try.
What a better day to cosplay as a girl. This is just so funny to me. Like, I am just cosplaying. I can look at myself objectively and be like, oh my god, this is such a cute outfit. This is a costume. It's a costume.
Why change your body if you're comfortable with your body to begin with? And you can't convince me that you were uncomfortable. I know what it's like. You can't fool me, a real transsexual. You can't fool Buck Angel or Blair White. We actually deal with gender dysphoria. We have dealt with it every single day. Felt the pain. Felt the claustrophobia. Sometimes we couldn't even go outside. But you're comfortable looking like a woman, a feminine woman, I might add, filming it and post videos on TikTok. But I mean, I shouldn't be so mad at this person. It's not her fault that the trans doctor is an idiot, incompetent, thinks testosterone can treat a young girl's bipolar disorder, and OCD, and ADHD. Does that sound like a doctor who should be working with patients to you? I've been looking through Ains's TikTok, and it's very clear to me that Ains easily gets obsessed with identity labels. She started out as a she-her, she-they, gender fluid, non-binary, and now a trans man. My personal observation is she desperately needs to fit in somehow. Somewhere. And I think she thinks she's finally comfortable in her own skin. But could that be due to her changing her entire appearance? Body? Name? Is it possible that this young woman feels like she's finally at peace because being trans is an escape? She's escaping her real issues? Well, obviously she is. Unless a miracle happens, she still suffers with ADHD, bipolar, and OCD. Even after her transition, she's still quite obsessed with trans.
So I took every single needle and syringe and vial of testosterone that I used from over a year and 3 months on HRT injections, and I threw them on a canvas.
I know I can speak for so many transsexuals, the real kind. When we have transitioned, we move on. We didn't transition just to be trans. We want to live our lives as if we were born as the opposite sex. When my mental health got better, I wanted to move on more and more, living my life as a young person, not caring so much about the gender situation, but caring about being a young person, a young adult, and how to do that, do that whole life thing. This video about to see is quite disturbing, and I'm gonna explain to you why, because you might not even know if I don't dissect the arguments.
So one thing that I've learned being trans is that sense of community is really important to survival and existence.
I've experienced the complete opposite. As in the complete opposite. I have, as a transsexual, learned the importance of independence. The reason why a gender dysphoric person transitions is due to their own mental health issues, and it has nothing to do with other people. Real transsexuals want to improve their relationships with their parents, family, and friends. They transition in order to be a part of the real world, not in order to live in a bubble. I have never felt the desire to be a part of a community while I was transitioning or after. Other people can't relate to what I'm going through, even if they're transsexuals themselves. Again, the real kind. It doesn't matter, because we're all individuals, remember? I live a somewhat normal life. I interact with normal people. My friend group is super diverse. I'll bet you can't beat me on that.
As well as chosen families and everything that goes along with that. That is why TikTok is one of my favorite places, because I get to find that community among people who I find similarities with, and we can bond over things.
Right. You want to make the bubble you're living in even smaller. I get it. I have a huge problem with the term chosen family. What you will hear in the trans community is, if your family doesn't support you and your transition, which you want to go through, only due to an ideology, F them, we can be your new family. Toxic families, of course, exist, but most of these families, most of these parents who are the idiots and transphobic are not those things. If you as a family member, if you as a parent especially, just question your child a little bit. If you don't react in a very specific way when your kid comes out to you, you might lose them to the trans community.
So basically there's this new app called SideChat, which is like everything I want about TikTok and community, but in an app where you don't have to make videos and deal with like the For You page. It's like Reddit and TikTok had a baby. It's the most incredible thing ever.
What a nightmare. Those two specific apps are the places where trans activists like to spread their ideology the most.
The best part about it is that it's invite only, which means that you have to use my code, which is going to be TransSexy.
I'm just gonna ignore that. Invite only, so if you're joining, you're special, unique. I imagine it's a place where people get trained to be even more intolerant, to be even less understanding of other people's opinions. If I'm not wrong, Ains started to identify as a trans person after the lockdowns. You know, during the time where we couldn't leave our houses, when we were on our phones and computers all day, when fake trans people started to transition and became celebrities on TikTok, getting millions of views, showing off their scars, them injecting themselves with testosterone, inspiring others because remember, they're the cool ones. They're the cool girls, the girls who can't accept that they're girls. Most of the trans people you see today in the media identify as such transition due to the concept called social contagion. You can laugh all you want, but being the fake kind of trans nowadays is contagious. And this trans activist right here, Ains, is most likely a part of the problem. She makes videos, she has a playlist only about testosterone. You don't need to transition in order to be trans. But let me show you how to transition. Let me show you how to use to be on testosterone. It is a problem. 155,000 followers. I know Ains is an adult, a couple of years younger than me actually, 22. And I know some of you might be in the comments saying, why do you care so much about what an adult did? I'm making this video, I'm saying what I'm saying because I'm worried. I'm worried about the women, the men who are struggling with their mental health, desperate for answers, desperate to feel this inner peace, who get wrongfully diagnosed, get wrongfully treated. The fake trans people in my videos, the adults, are literally victims of medical malpractice. I react to so many men and women on my channel that do not struggle with gender dysphoria, but very specific disorders, such as borderline, that's a huge one, or bipolar disorder, eating disorders, and so on. But they receive the exact same medical treatment as me and other transsexuals. Why is it even necessary for me to explain why I care? I have been through this famous transition that everyone talks about. I feel comfortable in my skin. Due to the transition, I'm finally happy. But all of these other people are not happy, truly happy, and they still don't feel at peace with themselves. It makes me upset. It makes me angry on their behalf. Let me end the video by asking you all this. Can an adult who's mentally ill consent to going through the medical transition? Even though they're not truly trans, it wouldn't improve their mental health. It would actually just destroy them. Are mentally ill people responsible for their own medical treatment? Is it a mentally ill person's responsibility to diagnose themselves, to be on the right type of medication? Or is it the doctor's responsibility? You know, a doctor with a degree who's been in medical school. Do you think that it's fair for mentally ill people to deal with the consequences of going through the medical transition, get their lives destroyed, their fertility, their bone health overall destroyed just because they're adults? Do you actually think they can make that decision? Or do you think there should also be gatekeeping for adults? Gatekeeping meaning safekeeping. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you all for watching this video. If you want to see more content like this, remember to hit subscribe and the notification bell. If you want to support me and my channel, you can become a member, or I have my PayPal link in the description down below. Remember to follow me on social media. I love you and I cannot wait to see you in the comments. Peace out.